welcome to the Court of Fowl. My name is Richter, your court mage, always at your service. And happy Friday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Kohi. How is everyone's Friday doing? I know for some people, their Friday is coming to an end. Other Fridays are just starting. I'd love to hear from you, though. How are things for you? How have things been? All right, we're actually going to get started right away because I don't know how long the DLC is going to take. And I'm hoping that we can actually get, as much done and hopefully finish. And that we don't need to extend FF16 anymore beyond the week. Welcome, Cove. Having chicken dinner, Kohi? Nice. Welcome, Cove. How are you? How is your Friday? Everyone doing good? What kind of chicken dinner are you having, by the way, Kohi? Is it like a nice roast chicken? A fried chicken? Maybe a chicken casserole? All right, wait, we got to get into the game. You're doing good? Nice to hear. So, sweet roast? Ooh, nice. Just like a Chook's sweet roast. It's 7:12 a.m. and I don't like it. I see. Why are you awake at 7:12? It is about halfway around the world. It's like 7:12 p.m. over on this side. So I do not envy you, and I hope that things get better. I am definitely not going to be one of those people that will be functional at that early in the morning.
And how might I help the garrison today? You got?
All right, let me double check everything. Because I'm dealing with personal stuff and I got a sleep schedule messed up. I see. Well, I hope that you managed to get your sleep schedule back working into a good state. It's sometimes hard. Life does get in the way.
Looks like you've got a thirst. We can remedy that.
So I hope things, get better.
Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm functional as early as 4 a.m. How the nine hells do you function at 4 in the morning?
One. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services.
And system shut down by 6 p.m. I see.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
But that ain't happening for a couple of months. I see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, sooner than later.
Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to
At least I
know
can
who
catch
wrote
your
it
streams.
Among
I
other
see.
things.
Well, thank you, Cove.
Look,
that you spend your time
I'm
here.
just the messenger here.
A silver
There's only
lining,
so
as
much
it
I
were.
can tell you.
Specifically?
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all? Nothing else?
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
How do I like my chicken? Good question. There's a lot of ways you can have
chicken.
Does
anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
What if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
That armor looks positively stifling.
Because I would say, because chicken is a very versatile piece of meat. Like I mentioned earlier, it can be fried, it can be roasted, it can be baked. And there are many different styles in which you can cook chicken too. to where we headed. Oh, right. We need to head north.
I could have it off before your captain even knew you were gone.
The garrison may have kept the whites from the wolves.
Bean pasta as well, or salad, yeah. I think one of my favorite, probably, that I would consider is a nice rotisserie chicken. Because I feel like a rotisserie chicken is very juicy, it's very tender for a lot of the times. Yeah, like a really good rotisserie chicken. That's one for sure. And then another is probably...
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes.
Fried,
but who awaits
but
us inside?
How is it different to roast? Roast roast is typically in, let's say when people refer to roast, it's usually in an oven, right? I feel like rotisserie chicken is a specific style of roast, because you can get a roast chicken by throwing it in the oven, right? Whereas a rotisserie is constantly being like turned on a skewer typically. Yeah, so that rotisserie chicken. You're having a charcoal roast? Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Huh, I actually do need to probably figure out like what are the very specifics to rotisserie that makes it, that separates it. Give me a minute. I'm kind of curious now. What's the difference with a rotisserie chicken? And nothing like good old Google to help us out. Okay. What is rotisserie chicken? Maybe that'll help give us a nice clarification. Okay. So it's cooked on a rotisserie. So it's an actual like device, the actual apparatus. I see. Okay, okay. So it's actually, so the thing that kind of separates it is the actual machine that it's cooked on. Welcome, Mari. We're talking about chicken. How does everybody like their chicken? So rotisserie is one for me. A nice rotisserie roast. Another one is fried, but specifically I like it as karage. Nice little bits of chicken, usually chicken thighs, with a specific marinade, and then deep fried in chunks. I think one of the... Yeah, and then usually it'll have like a nice little bit of Japanese mayo alongside it.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. So that's a second. Mine is adobo and curry. Ah. What type of what kind of curry?
No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
Is it Thai curry? Is it gonna be just the normal kind of Filipino style curry, or is it maybe an Indian curry, or perhaps even a Japanese style curry? Curry is like a very broad space. Although adobo is a classic. Yeah.
The embers are still warm.
Although when it comes to adobo, I think my preference is still gonna be on pork
So
over
you're
chicken.
Sid.
Ooh, Udis. New number. Who is this?
I suppose I
Interesting.
must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
The light yellow Filipino household curry? I see, I see.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
Yeah, that's the
The
kind
Moats
of,
of
that's the one that
Water.
I grew up with.
The
And then
very
eventually
tribe
I was
into which it
introduced
was believed
to
Leviathan's
all
dominance
sorts
was
of
born.
other types of curry.
A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated.
Favorite part of the chicken? Easy, thighs.
Despite
Thighs
the best
first,
efforts of both
followed
church
by
and state,
wing.
we are still very much alive.
Thighs first, then wings.
Though we've managed
then...
to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
I would say...
Along with
Chicken
Leviathan's
butt.
dominant.
Yeah, that's probably it. Those three in that order.
That wave out there.
Unless you count skin, then skin
What do
would
you
be
know
like a
of it?
third.
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Like, can you
Since the fall
imagine
of Drake's
nice,
Eye almost a
crackly,
century ago.
fried chicken skin?
Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words,
Fried chicken neck?
you
Yeah.
know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you.
Roasted chicken neck
The
is also
wave
good.
was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to...
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon.
In our place, they sell something called
Someone
uchi,
just like you.
which is just fried chicken skin.
So what do you say?
Which is fried
Will you
skin.
help us?
Oh, and the innards. Okay.
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant
Interesting.
this punishment?
I can't say I'm a fan of innards
What
in
did he
general,
do? He
for the
committed
most part,
greatest
but it really
crime
depends,
one
I
of
think,
his
more on
kind
how it's
can.
cooked.
He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves
Kinda, for
to
some
be
reason,
free.
it kind of reminds me a bit of like haggis, but chicken. Because I think haggis is
As do we
similar,
all.
but it's sheep, and I'm not sure if it's fried. I don't think it's fried.
Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us
You
everything
saw
you
which
know
kind,
about him
chicken
and
or-
the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that.
The other kind, I think pork. I
I
like
can
them
show
both.
you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
I like isaw, Betamax. I can't eat too much meat or I will throw up. I see. I mean, is it for meat specifically, Mari, or is it like maybe just too much in general? But meat is admittedly heavy. Like, if you eat a certain amount of meat, you will feel like, oh, I'm full. You know? Especially if it's like a heavier kind of meat, like beef. Which is why some people can actually just get by with like one steak. Like one chicken thigh will make me want to throw up. Really? Now that's curious.
All right, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
Never tried
don't
haggis
see
and
any
foie
wall.
gras. I haven't tried
Of course you
either, to be
don't.
honest.
That's the point.
But I
It's
have
a
read up
glamour
on what
woven
haggis
by our
is.
ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes.
Oh, I'm just curious
Don't
as
take
to
my
whether
word for
it's
it.
just the meat themselves that are
Watch.
making you, go through that, or if it's, yeah, like the meat specifically. I see. Very curious, very curious.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
Ooh. The palette is not very... Maybe there's just the meat. I see, I see. Really, duck doesn't taste too different from chicken. I'm honestly super curious about a lot of different kinds of meats and foods in general.
We're here.
I used to be very, very picky, especially because the duck was my pet. I see. Well, that's a different story. Personally, for me, I used to be super picky when I was a kid. And then after a while, I became a little bit less picky, and I started looking around and trying all sorts of different foods. I've tried things like snail.
It's a long slog to
I've
the
tried
village.
duck,
and a
lamb,
hard one.
goat, horse.
I
What else?
hope you're up for a climb.
Uni is nice. I like uni. I've also tried unagi, which is eel. I'm also okay with salmon roe. Honestly, they've all been pretty tasty. Clams make me vomit. Really? Oh well. To be fair, clams and some seafood can be a little tricky for a lot more people than most people would think.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you?
The
village isn't up
yeah,
here.
that kind of,
It's on the other side of the
clams.
mountain.
Of course it is.
Wait, is that the... I'm assuming... Wait, I know there's a difference between, like, the kind of rounded, light brown-looking shells, and then there's also, like, the green ones,
Watch yourself, Sid.
right?
This path
Like
can
the
be
longer,
treacherous,
elongated
if
kind
not
of
for the
green
sheer drop
clams.
and for the beasts who prowl
I
it.
forget what the difference
Thank
is
you
and
for
what
the warning.
names they are. What
Then
names they
please,
have. Do you have a
call me
mount in the
Clive.
game? I do, but it's not usable
Sid
in this area right
is
now.
an alias.
This
You will be
is a
pleased to learn,
DLC
Lady
area.
Shula, that
Green
I
is a
have
fun
no
ICIC.
such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
I particularly like clams though. When it's one of my favorite preparations for that is when it's been roasted with some cheese on top, buttered and cheesy
I was
clams.
wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Yeah. I think there's probably not a lot of... There's still a lot of foods I want to try. But I think I would probably draw my hard line when it comes to, like, bugs. I do not find myself in the market for trying out insects as food.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
And it's in for a long wait.
Are there any particular foods you guys are curious about but you've never tried? Alright, take care, Mari. Good luck with work, good luck with work. Glad you could drop by. You've never tried medium rare steak. I see. What kind of steaks have
We're
you tried
almost at
mostly?
the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our
Well
pool.
done, mostly. Maybe. It's always brown inside and out. Oh, that's a little sad. Does it not taste dry to you? Very dry and chewy a lot of the
Few
time.
have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends.
Medium rare is
To
raw to them. I
Mysidia.
see. Ooh, Mysidia.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so...
My throat felt like bleeding whenever I
So
saw all of it. I see.
alive.
I see.
How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here. If you
I
care
hope
to
one day you
accompany
get
me,
to try a proper steak.
let's get
will you?
ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything.
Though admittedly,
you need
even
to know.
medium rare is not something that is universally enjoyed. And if you feel like medium rare is not your liking, then you don't have to force yourself to like it. Some
It's
people just like it medium
Beautiful. Shula.
because they think that maybe
We aim
it's
to keep
too
it
much
that way.
pink is not good. You know, they don't like it. But I'd recommend giving it a try, you know, just to see if it is something you like. But yeah, you know, I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunities. You'll have opportunities in the future. Just, you know, be patient. And make opportunities for yourself. And be adventurous. I'm always of the mind to
Are those stones glowing?
have some water
That's one
first.
of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
So yeah, I would say try to be as adventurous as you comfortably can. Why is my frame a little? Why are my frames not doing so hot today? All right, let's see. Yeah, you know, I try to be, try as much stuff as I can, and I try
This
not to think
surge
too
was an
much
act of
about what
rage.
something is.
One wonders what prompted it.
Oh, look at that! Look at this, though. Chad, take a look. That shit looks amazing. Look at it. Holy shit. Let me go into photo mode real quick. Cloud, get out of the way. Look at that. I'm gonna take a screenshot. There we go. Just needed to get a good shot of the view. Yeah, no chocobo in this route. Or at least not yet. Maybe later on, I suppose. Everything's inside? Okay. Wolf traps. Aren't these the same things from the Crystal Tower raid? Yeah, I'm level 50. Let's go. What I'm a little conflicted about sometimes is when you have DLC like this, right? Where the times that you can do it is before the before the finale, and it gives you rewards, right?
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay.
Ah. But yeah, so like you do DLC like this before the final boss, and you get a bunch of cool stuff, right? And stuff that's typically stronger than what you normally would have gotten without the DLC. I feel like that skews with the final act a little bit, with just how strong you can be, because you'd definitely be stronger after the DLC, like I am. But that wouldn't, it would kind of affect the difficulty of the final boss, unless of course it scales. A lot of the times though it isn't, so it'll probably affect how you experience it. The final boss might end up feeling easier to do than it otherwise would have been without the DLC.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Damn. Haven. Thank you, Koro. Enjoy your lurk too. Enjoy your lurk. Hope you have a good day. Oh, okay.
Outsiders? Well, I never.
Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Okay. Damn! This place looks fucking amazing. It doesn't look like an absolute shithole. Although it is hurting my frames a lot. 9 bloody hells. What's going on? Might have to do some I don't want to do upscaling. I really don't wanna. You guys want to try risking frame generation? Gonna make a new save. Nope. No, that killed the game. Ah, should have figured. Should have figured. Okay. CPU is also getting used up a lot. Might need to close a bunch of stuff in order to make this work. What's going on? What is actually the fuck? Nani the actual fuck? Why am I eating 80% CPU? The math doesn't add up. Hang on, I don't understand. What is eating up my CPU right now? Because there's something going on. I think looking at all of these processes, I shouldn't be taking up more than 40, 50%. What's going on? It's not OBS. OBS is only taking up like 2%. Hello, Nito. I have something eating my CPU and I can't tell what it is. Okay, I'm going to try closing a bunch of stuff and see if it'll impact anything. Okay, turning off VTube Studio. Turning off Spotify. Yeah, I am eating up some memory here, but I can't tell what it is. Something's eating it. I can see the bite marks. I can see the damn bite marks. I can't quite tell. It doesn't seem to be showing if there is any kind of thing in the background. It's not the browser either. Okay, trying to close some other applications that might be. Okay. Couple things are starting to die down a little. Something is very, very anomalous. Let's close Discord too. Okay, so that's WebView too. All right. Let's try loading up the game again. Hopefully this time it works. Right, I also have to load up VTube Studio again. I don't think there's a scan going on. Chat's there, the widgets are there. All well and good. Okay. It's a little bit more acceptable now. It's still at around 80 or something. 80% usage, but I guess that's normal. Oh, sorry, no, that wasn't the usage, that was the temperature. 80 degrees. There's a bunch of micro stutters. Should have shut the PC down before I started streaming.
That'll be them then. Don't look like much if you ask me.
This place looks great, but the micro stutters are really hurting the frames right now. Alright, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try closing OBS and hopefully I can reconnect. Give me a minute. I'm gonna kill OBS.